Form up quickly, you House Raven scum. Lord Ulrich and his son approach.
Lord Ulrich, Nathan, and Baylor approached the line of ragged prisoners from their battle with House Raven. Lord Ulrich's guards threatened the defeated men with spears as they fell to their knees and formed a line outside of the Hayfield family manor. As Nathan inspected the remaining survivors, he couldn't help but smile at a familiar face that was hiding at the end of the line.
Arturis Spellwright? Is that you down at the end there?
Nathan couldn't help but chuckle at his memory of Arturis accompanying Claudius Raven into their mansion over 2 years ago. That was just after his new soul had gained consciousness, and he laughed at the threatening tone the man had had with them back then. The years of working with the High Lord Raven had been kind to Arturis until quite recently, and his scholarly subterfuge skills had let him rise high within their organization. Still, Arturis was a dueler at best and had no stomach for pitched battle fights. When it became clear that House Hayfield would win the day, Arturis had been amongst the first to surrender. Nathan smiled as he approached the downtrodden man. Arturis had taken a long cut to his cheek, and his fine silk tunic was coated in mud and ash from the medicinal fires. Arturis kept his head down low as Nathan addressed him.
It is you, isn't it? Well, well, well. Weren't you the one who first told my father that he'd regret crossing the High Lord Raven? Do you have any more brilliant advice for my family and me now?
Oh, no. Not at all, young Master Hayfield, demon, knight of darkness, and Dunshire, and all things of this land. I was a fool then, and spoke utter nonsense. I couldn't have recognized a bar of gold from a bar of soap back then. But now, I realize I was poorly mistaken. Please, spare me, young master. I was forced to accompany House Raven here. They coerced me to. I did not wish to do you harm. Arturis quivered as he spoke. He had witnessed firsthand Nathan's prowess in battle, and even now his blood-soaked clothing made his appearance fearsome to the eye. Arturis wiped the snot and tears from his eyes, as Baylor chuckled bitterly.
Coerced you? I highly doubt that, you sniveling little weasel. They probably dangled a golden coin over your shoulder, and now my father's dead because of people like you.
Baylor went to strike Arturis, but Nathan held his friend back.
Baylor, please. Now is not the time for this. Besides, he isn't worth it.
Yes, young master. Exactly. I'm not worth it at all, and it was not the promise of the coin that brought me here at all. Once I heard of House Raven's defeat, they immediately summoned their hired blades and forced us to come along to defect to Vasslan with them. I didn't have a choice in the matter. I swear it. It was either follow their commands or wait for your powerful house to hunt me down and punish me. I never thought for a moment that they'd be stupid enough to try to pillage your hometown on the journey out of here. At this time, Lord Ulrich moved down the line of prisoners and joined Baylor and Nathan. Arturis bowed his head in the mud as Ulrich grimaced. Arturis Spellwright. Nathan, I'll leave his life in your hands. Do with him what you will. I have matters to attend to in the manor. We'll see if we can't fix it up enough to move back in for tonight. The same goes for the other houses in Dunshire, at least the ones that weren't burned to a crisp. Baylor turned to Nathan angrily.
Please, Nathan, let me end him. Let me end all these prisoners and string them up in the trees outside of town. Let me send our enemies a message that they will never forget.
Nathan sighed and shook his head. Baylor, my friend, I'm sorry about what happened to your father, and you have every right to be angry, but you must not give in to your darkest impulses now. You have your family's legacy to uphold. Don't forget that. Do you want it to be one of treachery and barbarity, like House Raven's? Or will you hold yourself to a higher standard? Reluctantly, Baylor sighed and stepped away from Arturis.
You're right, I know. You're always right.
Nathan turned to a nearby guard and motioned toward Arturis and the other prisoners.
Lock them all in the cellar room inside the family crypt for now. We'll let them live, for the moment.
Arturis smiled and groveled at Nathan's feet.
Oh, thank you, young Master Nathan. Thank you. You won't regret this. I promise you.
Nathan grinned mischievously as he turned back to the guard.
This one here? This one at my feet? Put him in a separate room, somewhere dark and quiet. I wish to interrogate him later in private.
Arturis's smile melted back into a frown instantly as he was roughly pulled up and dragged away from Nathan. Baylor nodded at his friend's commands, then turned back to the freshly dug graves on a nearby hill where his father was buried.
I better go and say goodbye properly to the old man. What are you going to do now, Nathan? Now, after everything we've been through, I must make peace with it and clear my head. I'll come and find you in good time, my friend. Until then, be kind to yourself and think of how you wish to honor Podrick's memory. Thank you, Nathan. I will do as you say.
Now that the sounds of swords and battle ceased, the calming bird calls filled Nathan's ears as he spent the rest of the morning slowly hiking up the old trail he'd made to the top of Mount Dun. He could feel a breakthrough in his training coming, and knew that he was only a hair's breadth away from attaining the spiritual warrior rank of Master Level 7. This was no small feat, after all, considering the jump from a mid-level spiritual master to a high-level spiritual master was a huge gap. Mid-level masters might crush 100 enemy soldiers, but high-level masters could destroy entire armies. As he reached the familiar seclusion of the high mountain peak, his eyes glared over the valley as he took a deep breath in. As he exhaled, he pushed the horrors of the night before out of his mind. He knew that in order to achieve a breakthrough, he had to be of sound mind, and he could not let any distractions pull him from his concentration. Nathan sat cross-legged on the highest boulder and released the power of Asura throughout his body. As he silently prayed up to the heavens to give him strength, the wind around him swirled around strongly, and the light reddish hues of his spiritual energy turned jet black with hints of scarlet. Typically, the energy would flow through and around direct exterior of his body, but on this occasion, the energy flared up chaotically, as if it were a roaring fire. Nathan couldn't help but scream as his new black spiritual energy filled his body, tensed up his muscles, and consumed his soul. The deep, dark colors sprang up and out of him as if he were imploding. And far off, in the distance, Lord Ulrich watched through his one good eye with a puzzled look of concern. The large black fire seemed to glare off the distant peak of Mount Dun. Ulrich blinked, and when he looked again, the fire was gone. Finally, the violent spiritual energy died down and seeped its way back into Nathan's body before disappearing altogether. Nathan hyperventilated and wiped the sweat from his brow as he leaped off the boulder and looked out over the valley. Nathan, now officially a Master Level 7 spiritual warrior, couldn't help but admire the view. The morning sky held faint shades of red in it, no doubt the heavens' way of acknowledging the bloodshed of the night before.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.